Hey there, Stampers. This is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sherwood Park, Alberta, Canada. And today I'm here to share with you how to create this fun diorama card using the Dinoraur DSP and the Dino Days bundle. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. It's incredibly simple. So first of all, we are going to work on our base. So you'll need 2 pieces of cardstock that measure 5.5 inches by 6.25. So I've got a piece of white for the back, so that's going to be the back, and a colored piece of cardstock for the front. So this one uses Pretty Peacock, but I'm going to use Old Olive for this particular card. We're going to pull in the paper cutter, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. So we've got the 6.25 inch length at the top, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, rotate it, and score 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Okay, and you will repeat that with your second layer of cardstock. I've already gone ahead and done that. Okay, so we'll put that away. And then I'm going to cut my window. So whatever you want to be the front panel, you are going to cut a window. So I'm going to use the stitched rectangles, and I'm going to use the 4th largest one. I'm just going to position it in the center, and I'll use a little bit of washi tape to hold it in place just so it doesn't move. Looks about right. So we'll just stick that down, and then I'll pull in my Big Shot and we'll run that through. Okay, a little tip for you. When you are using any dies with a straight edge, don't line them up so that they are parallel with your Big Shot, so that the flat edge is going in completely flat. You want to put them at a slight angle. It can be a sharp angle if you have the space, but obviously I can't have this going like this, otherwise I'm going to end up ruining the corners of my cardstock. So I'm going to put it as much of an angle as I can without going over the cutting pad. And it will actually be this area that goes in first rather than a straight side. And that will help prevent it from making some terrible noises when it goes through. I mean, you will get some noises. You usually do when you pass through the Big Shot, but it will prevent any large cracking sounds or loud cracking sounds. And it also ensures that it cuts. I find that sometimes when you feed the straight edge of some dies in, you'll find in some areas they just won't cut. So this helps prevent that. Okay, and then you can pop this out, and this you can save and use on a separate project. Okay, so we'll just set that aside for now. All right, now I've got a piece of window sheet that I'm going to add behind this. This piece measures 3.5 by 4.5. And because I want there to be some depth to this card, I'm going to use some dimensionals to adhere it. So I'll just add a few dimensionals here. Peel off the backings. And then we'll attach our window sheet. Just like that. Okay, so now we are going to fold along our score lines. So you're going to fold inwards for the inside score line. Use your bone folder to make it nice and crisp, and then outwards. Probably should have done this before I added my dimensionals, but that's okay. And then just repeat it on the other side. Okay, so that is going to go on like that onto our card base. So we'll just set that aside. Now we are going to bring in our white cardstock, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to fold it. Hang on, no, I want to fold it this way. For you guys, it doesn't matter because you haven't added your adhesive yet. I've added my strips of adhesive, so we'll talk about that next. Okay, so you're gonna fold it inwards and then outwards. Okay, and then once you've folded it, you're gonna add some tear and tape along these two strips. Okay, so these are gonna get attached like this. But we wanna do our decorating first because it's easier to decorate when you can still hold it flat. So on the inside of this, I've taken a piece of the Dinoraur DSP and I've cut it down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and I'm just going to add some adhesive and stick it on the inside. And that will just give you just an ever so slight border. It's about 1/16 of an inch on all 4 sides. Oh, I want to make sure it's straight. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we've got that. And then we want to do any stamping that you want to do on the back. You want to do that before you assemble it. So I've got the greeting that says "You're roarsome," and I'm going to stamp it using Old Olive. Right in the center. Okay, and I think that's the only stamping I'm going to do. So now I'm going to start adding my animals. Now, one thing to note is, okay, let's cover this up. You are going to, these are going to stick together like this, and it's going to fold in like this to fit into an envelope, okay? So you don't want anything sticking off the edge, okay? Unless you're going to make your own envelope. If you want to send it like this, and you want to create your own envelope, then you have this much more space, okay? So that's something that I had to be careful of as I was adding my little animals. So what I've done is this DSP, this is also from the Dinoraur package, the Dino Days or Dino Dies. These dies coordinate with this DSP. So I've gone ahead, I've taken one full sheet and I've cut out all of these little dinosaurs. So I've got a selection of them here that I'm going to use. So I'm going to first add, I'm going to add this guy first, and he's going to have, actually no, let's add this inside guy first. Okay, so this guy's going to go on the inside and he's going to go on flat. So I'm just going to use some regular adhesive. I like my Fast Fuse. I know it's not available anymore, but you can use snail as well. And I'm just going to tuck him right there. And then this guy is going to go over top, probably about there. So I'm going to add a dimensional to his body, but then flat adhesive to his head and just a little bit of his tail area, just because the body will go on where the window sheet is, which we use dimensionals on, and then the body's going to go on the green cardstock. So that, we just want that flat. Okay, and then this guy I'm going to add on, and I'm going to use dimensionals for this guy on his tail and his body, or his head. And that will go on right about there. So that has given us 3 different layers. We've got the window sheet layer, and then we've got this guy is another layer, and then this guy is a 3rd layer. Okay, and then for this guy, the pterodactyl, I'm going to take my bone folder and curl up its wings just a little bit. And then I'm going to add some flat adhesive just to his body. No, I want to add dimensionals because I want him to stick on the window sheet. So just on his body, I'm going to add dimensionals. And I want to make sure that his wings don't overhang because I want to make sure that it fits into an envelope. Okay, so now I can peel off the backing. I'm ready to stick my 2 layers. I start with one side at a time. And I'm just gonna line up the corners. Just like that. And then I'll fold these layers in and peel off this backing. And again, just line up these 2 edges. Just like that. And then this will pop in like this, and then it fits into just a regular medium size envelope. And then on the back here, I think I'm going to add, should I add a little T-Rex, or should I add, let's do a little T-Rex. Maybe we'll do, no, we'll do the green. Okay, so I will just use a little bit of flat adhesive for this. Pop him on here, just like that, and our card is done. So there's 2 different versions of the same card, just using different colors, and it's such a simple, fun fold to put together. And the Dinoraur DSP just adds so much to it. And if you don't have the DSP, you could get the stamp set and the dies, and you could create something similar using those as well. So thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you are not yet a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, and I will have a full supply list along with links to my online shop if you're Canadian and would like to purchase anything in the description below. All right, thanks so much for watching. Take care, guys.